So we are live on Tuesday, December the 2nd, 2025. Approaching quickly, slowly, whichever way you want to perceive it, the end of 2026. And it's exciting. It's exciting where many of you are. It's exciting where many of you have come from to this point. It's exciting the place that many of you are approaching that will catapult you into future growth and expansion, future development, and that's exciting. That's exciting. Again, it's Tuesday, December the 2nd, and we're excited to be here. This is a consciousness ascending presentation. This is episode 80 of Accelerating Your Journey. Slight technical difficulty with the pre-scheduled stream for today, so we'll go back in and we'll add all the information and everything to this one. Hopefully everyone that was expecting this stream will find us. If you're new and you find value in this interaction, be sure to subscribe. Check the description. Well, first check the profile information. In the profile information, you will find links to a number of free offerings, free presentations that are critical for those of you who know you're on the journey of enlightenment, for those of you who have made this path of growth and expansion a priority. You will find free offerings, free presentations that will support you in creating a solid foundation for your growth and expansion. What we're finding is that the people that are aligned with us through Benny are individuals who have been about this path of growth and expansion for a long time, many years, and they have a lot of information. Good morning. They have a lot of information, but the information is not connected. It's like they have a lot of pieces to the puzzle in the air, right? They've heard it all before. But the puzzle is not connected for them. And part of that reason is that they don't have a firm foundation on which the information, the materials that they are and have drawn to them is able to build and stack on top of itself and make sense. And so the free offerings that we have in the profile information for this platform will support you in developing a solid foundation that you can begin to build upon. Also, if you check the description of these lives, you will find ways that you can connect with us even deeper. You will be a part of the community if you engage in any of the free offerings, but ways that you can connect with us and be impacted greatly and directly if you feel stuck in any way. If you have a large question that has been looming in your being for days, weeks, potentially months, we offer private sessions that we can directly address those with you to get you unstuck and back moving, get you out of frustration, get you out of that realm of inner conflict around an idea, around a circumstance, around the idea of your purpose, around the idea of a loved one who has transitioned that you are failing to make sense of, next steps that you intend to take but are unable to in your life. These are areas that the private sessions are powerful for. And also we have a private community that is immense in its impact in accelerating for everything that you need to accelerate your growth and expansion. The community, the facilitation, the guidance, the coaching, everything is in that private community we call the Ascension Accelerator, because that's the purpose, is to support you in accelerating the process of your growth and expansion. You can find those links in the description. So today, let's see. Today, let's talk about the positives. Highlighting the positives builds aligned conditioning. let's see, just a second. We had all right, the thumbnail had a different description on it, and it is not there. So we'll move on from there. Let's see. All right. Highlighting the positives. Let's talk about highlighting the positives and the importance of that. Conscious creators. Highlighting the positives is critical. Highlighting the positives of you, highlighting the positives of your accomplishments, highlighting the excitement for your intentions, for where you are going, is critical. And you've been conditioned out of that. You've been conditioned out of looking at yourself from a high standpoint, from a high frequency standpoint. You have been conditioned to be critical of yourself, to focus on that which is wrong, to focus on the mistakes, to focus on the failures, to focus on that which was incorrect from someone else's perspective. You've been conditioned to look at the negative. Just notice what draws your attention. Notice what draws the attention of the masses. Right? When you're just walking around. When you're in your stores and you're in your different venues and the different things are going on, notice what draws people's attention, right? Now, one could say that part of it is tied to survival, right? You don't come from comfortable times. You don't come from high technological times. You don't come from spaces where everything was peaceful, everything was calm, everything was safe. You know, the human being idea has evolved from dangerous times, from times where survival was the focus. Survival was the main point. Right? And then you developed through striving to survive. You have developed through times of war that have always been present on your planet. You have developed through, let's just stay with the efforts to survive, through, opposing tribes, opposing nations, opposing countries, opposing territories. All of these things have conditioned you unconsciously to be on high alert. High alert for invasion, high alert for survival, high alert for food sources, for water sources, for living sources. Now, and you come forward to today's time, most of your planet, not all, most of your planet have sufficient means or have the ability to attain sufficient means for survival. And yet your conditioning, that unconscious conditioning that has been established over generations, is still there, unconscious, until you address it, by the way. Until you address it, that conditioning is still there, which points you in the direction of being highly and acutely aware and observant of the things that are undesired, the things that are unwanted, the things that might be dangerous to you. And in today's times, most often we're talking about information. We're talking about potentials and possibilities that barriers, rules, regulations, all of these things are set against to stop that which is undesired. But it still points the focus toward that which is undesired. So as an individual, in your homes, as you walk around the stores, you have the unconscious conditioning from early human existence to now, the focus, the media is still showing you and tuning you to that which is dangerous, that which is challenging, that which is a problem. And with that being your sole focus of conditioning, there's little space to celebrate. There's little mental bandwidth, the idea to think, to celebrate. Sure, you celebrate birthdays and all these things, but how often do you celebrate yourself? How often do you celebrate your accomplishments? How often do you celebrate the moments of growth and expansion? No matter how slight, no matter how subtle, even with the information that you're receiving, when this conversation, when this interaction is over, and you've had even the slightest and most subtle aha moment, something made sense, do you take time to celebrate that? Or do you go about your day observing, watching out for that which might hinder you, damage you, be a threat? Do you go about your day entertaining the media sources that are offering you reasons to protect yourself, to watch out, and continue to stay in the loop of being aware of that which is undesired? As subtle as these seem, insignificant as these ideas seem, it's not that big of a deal. That's what you think. That's what many think. It's not that big of a deal. You're saying that I'm watching these things and it's affecting me. It's not that big of a deal. Benny contends with this in his own home. Right? The conditioning says it's not that big of a deal. Why? Because you most don't see the effects immediately. They don't see the effects immediately, and therefore they're not of the awareness to notice the effects, whether they're immediate or not. Whether the effect shows up tomorrow or next week, they're not of the awareness to notice. So to tell someone their inner makeup, that which they are entertaining on the inside, who they are being, is creating their experience, when their experience may or may not reflect it immediately, does little. But what we are saying is that it does. And we already know that you understand that. What we are communicating now is that it's critical, it's positive, it is helpful to begin to celebrate you at every turn. Why? Because the celebration, the energies, the frequencies of celebration, in those you begin to tune yourself. That is a mechanism of tuning yourself to higher frequency. It is a mechanism of beginning to expand your awareness in a way that you begin to notice more and more reasons to celebrate. You begin to notice more and more things born of higher frequency. You begin to see and become aware of more and more of that which is in alignment with the frequencies that you are offering. But it starts with you. The love that you see and experience in the world is a reflection of the love that you have for yourself. The joy and excitement that you see, if you desire for it to be consistent, will be a reflection of the joy and excitement you have in for yourself. This journey is a highly selfish journey, which is a beautiful thing once you come to realize it. And when we say selfish, we're saying selfish from a high frequency place, not from a low frequency position. And when you think of yourself and you prioritize yourself selfishly, to love yourself, to respect yourself, to honor yourself, to treat yourself as holy and as sacred, to see yourself as a physical temple for Source, for God, whatever you want to call it. This has to be a selfish approach in order to do that. And when you begin to do that and you begin to see the love that is present inside of you, and you hold that first and foremost for yourself. You begin to see the excitement for life that Source has, and you begin to shine that light of excitement on you for you. Again, the honor, the respect, seeing yourself as holy, seeing yourself as sacred, seeing yourself as beautiful, seeing yourself as amazing, seeing yourself as brilliant, seeing yourself as perfect right where you are. Recognizing how that feels. Because those ideas inspire the energies, inspire the frequencies. And in the present moment, when you are seeing and feeling these ideas and their requisite frequencies, vibrations to and for yourself, you are offering them as expressions. They are your energy signature in that moment, which is coloring and coding your next present moment, no matter where you find yourself. In your home, in your car, at work, in your business, at the store. And alignment is alignment. Whether you are loving your children or loving yourself, alignment is alignment. And that which you are offering as a vibrational expression colors and coats your next present moment. So if you would like to see more love in your experience, the consistency of that hinges on how much you and how consistent you see and feel the love for yourself. And then it goes from there. The respect, all of these things. If you have ever felt or have consistently felt in your life, in family or with strangers, void of value, disrespected, helpless, victim, all of these things, what's the contrasting idea to that? And begin to see and feel yourself in that light. These are the keys. These are the answers to changing and transforming experience to that which you intend it to be. But you can't change experience by trying to move away from something. You change your experience by being that thing purely. And you're able to be that purely not by being it for someone else, but by being it for and to yourself. We hope that makes sense. And it starts with the ability, can start with the ability to celebrate yourself. It can start with the ability to celebrate yourself. And again, most have not conditioned themselves, are not of the awareness of the impact and the power in celebrating yourself with every reason to. In every moment that there's a reason to. Again, there's no big or small, there's no right or wrong. Anytime you see that you have expanded, evolved, done something, said something in a high fashion, it's reason to celebrate. And in that celebrating, you are conditioning your mind and body to those types of experiences. Creating those loops that we have talked about. Those loops of expression and experience. The more you begin to celebrate yourself, the more you come in contact with experience that gives you more reason to celebrate yourself. And the more loops of reasons to celebrate that you create, the more you have and are conditioning yourself to a level of vibration, the level of vibration that is present in celebration. And the more you offer the frequency, the vibration of celebration, the more you are aligned and attuned to life experiences that are of that frequency. So you celebrate yourself and your relationship with you. You celebrate yourself in your health and well-being. You celebrate yourself in who you are being in your careers and in your business. You celebrate yourself in relationship to abundance. All forms of abundance that are present, all forms of abundance that you see as potentials, desire as potentials, celebrate them. Celebrating changes the color around ideas that were once dark for you, that were once maybe not dark, but of low frequency for you. Many are seeking, striving to be abundant, more abundant in their resources, in their finances, and yet they have low vibration tied to most things and most areas in relationship to their finances. You have to change the tone. Otherwise, you're constantly fighting uphill when it comes to an abundance of resources, an abundance of finances. You're visualizing, you're feeling, you're doing all the things, trying to express from a place of abundance of wealth and abundance of finances, while simultaneously every financial obligation, the idea of your job or career in which you would like to have more income from, all of these ideas in all of the varying areas of your life are coded in low vibration, frustration, reminding you of the experience of an abundance of lack and scarcity, causing many of you to feel guilty, to feel ashamed. All of these things, low vibrational, even further down, fear-based. You have to change the color